Thanksgiving, of all things. From the first one up to next week, it's history, traditions, news, and all things in between. Please pay attention. They're coming at you quickly. Are you ready? Oh, please welcome Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, Blake Smith. All right, Blake. Morning.
Morning.
How y'all doing?
Good. Let's get on the road here. Thanksgiving. You want to stay here or are you going to take it on the road? Toastmaster Roy Shearer.
You surprised me with that one. Do I have time to get up?
No. 15 seconds already.
All right, you got my best side here. Let's get a profile. Want to see the other side? I had the pleasure of being with my family in Sarasota last weekend. It was wonderful. My daughter and her family flew down from, where does she live? Washington, D.C. My son and his family came down from Chicago. My ex-wife, we're getting along now. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. You know. Last time she tried to throw me off the balcony. Everyone's in good shape. That was wonderful. I'm grateful for having a family. I'm grateful for being here. Is the word of the day grateful? Okay. I'm just grateful. I really am. Prostheses are working. My fibulary is working. My brain is working. You can see that, right? My brain is working. I'm 1 year older than our president. What's his name? Well, we're out of time.
A note to the timer. As soon as the table topics participants start talking, the clock is running. Cranberry sauce in a can or homemade? Toastmaster Linda Spear.
Linda. Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
This is really close to my heart, the subject of canned versus homemade cranberry sauce. So I have a friend who I would go to Thanksgiving with a lot. She would invite me over, and I make my grandmother's cranberry sauce from real cranberries, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not much to it. It's cranberries, water, and sugar. That's it. It's a timing issue, though. You have to get the timing right. And I still have my grandmother's recipe that says how you have to lift the spoon up and wait till it only drops barely once. And it works. And I always bring it, and my friend said, but we've got the canned stuff. So it became a running joke. It's like, well, you just need to throw that canned stuff out. So bring your grandma's homemade cranberry.
Very nice.
Is tryptophan underrated? Toastmaster Sean Tucker.
Thank you. Tryptophan, I don't get a chance to think of that. I usually get up and do the dishes with my mother-in-law because I was just raised in a big family where you participate in whatever you're doing. And so I get up and do the dishes and help them get that all cleaned up. I just got to share a memory though. When you brought up that Thanksgiving was going to be the theme. My favorite Thanksgiving, we were just talking about this the other day. My grandmother, who's been gone for several years, one of my first Thanksgivings married to my wife Tracy, we were in a little bungalow in College Park, and my little bitty grandmother and I sat on the back porch shelling pecans from that tree down the street from a friend of ours, an old neighbor who had this beautiful pecan tree. And my wife was pregnant with my first daughter at the time, so she didn't get to participate. So my grandmother and me drank like 3 bottles of wine shelling pecans. We were hammered. We didn't eat dinner until about 9 that night. It was one of my favorite Thanksgiving memories.
If she were to throw a party, how would Toastmaster Linda Miller do Thanksgiving? Toastmaster Benitez.
5 turkeys.
Well, she has a farm, so I would imagine that it would be strewn with turkeys all over the veranda, the roof, everywhere, on top of the horse. I can just imagine. No holds barred. She throws a party. She goes all out. We all know that, and we thank you, Linda. But let me get back to a different topic, which is gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for every day. I wake up with passion and purpose, and I exude that among all the rest of the people that I encounter, because every moment is precious. I deal with some of the people that are most vulnerable in life, and it is my job to inspire them to change their paradigm, mind shift, to be a most beneficial person, a returning citizen, so to say. But I love Christmas. Christmas is my holiday. We do the parranda, which is the Christmas carol. Esta Navidad, vamos a gozar. Vamos a gozar. Esta Navidad. He knows because he does a lot of parranda in Colombia, right? Well, get ready for Christmas because I'm going to have my famous coquito, the rum nog. Be aware. It'll be loaded. Thank you.
Turkey or ham? Toastmaster Harris.
Or ham. The consummate holiday dinner question. Here's a question. Who lives in a household that you grew up where they were both? Wow. So when I was, say, high school, middle school, we had a new family being my mom getting remarried. And it was a large Thanksgiving gathering. That meant there were a lot of people eating. There would be a ham. There would be a traditionally roast turkey. Then, who remembers when they came out with the deep frying of the turkey?
Oh.
Right? Just a nice way to nuke your house and your porch if you didn't know what you were doing. Well, they wanted to show off that they had skill, so they had to do one of those too, safely in the backyard. So my view is you had to have both. My wife, however, doesn't like ham. So we have turkey for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, or any other special meal that we're going to pull out that big roasting pan. So it's a turkey-only Thanksgiving for me. But if you have the time and the people and the energy, do both. Both.
Stuffing for the turkey, yes or no? Toastmaster McGriff.
I like.
Stuffing.
Stuffing for the turkey. Who on God's earth will mess up a turkey with stuffing? I hate stuffing. But my mom, she puts seafood in her stuffing. So it makes it a little better, but she makes it extremely spicy. And when I was younger, I used to always complain like, Mom, you made it too hot. Mom, I can't eat this, it's too hot. So, that's how I digress. I have an issue. So, you have Halloween, you have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas. Why on earth is Thanksgiving almost forgot about? It's like when Halloween comes, like a month before, everybody started Halloween shopping and stuff like that. And then after Halloween, people go straight to Christmas. You see Christmas lights. And I'm like, oh, Thanksgiving, what about the time of giving thanks and the cranberry sauce, which I hate as well, too. I am not grateful for cranberry sauce.
Following up on that, should Thanksgiving even be a holiday? Toastmaster Urrutia.
Penny.
Good morning.
Good morning. Ben.
Fellow Benjamin.
Yes. This is a great day, especially for the new generation of turkeys. My favorite story about this is that my wife, which is very conscious about prices, she goes shopping the day before Thanksgiving. So she gets a pound of 30 cents a pound or something like that. So she buys the biggest that she can get. And then she cooks that, and I have turkey for breakfast. for lunch, for dinner, everything, chocolate. We have a visitor, we said, please, I said, please, eat some turkey. Because I'm going to have it anytime by a large amount. So the guilty story is that buying so much maybe is very good, but not when you have to eat and eat and eat until you die.
Pumpkin pie, apple pie, or Toastmaster Hovason?
Or,
Pumpkin pie, apple pie, or
Turkey pie.
Toastmaster Hovason?
Everything that is homemade is delicious, especially I want to refer to the topic of canned food. Because when something is made at home, it includes feelings. It includes purpose. I'm a very enthusiastic eater. I remember when I was in college, college food was not prepared very well. It wasn't very good quality. But I remember I was eating so enthusiastically that my friends usually said to me, "Are you eating something different that you're not?" So I'm very grateful for every food that comes to the table with feelings. And that's what I appreciate.
How many is too many house guests? Toastmaster Canada.
whoa,
Great question.
Thank you.
Many years ago, I was accused by the FSU, some of you know that's a legal term meaning, former spouse unit, of collecting strays. I had a habit of finding people who did not have a place to go for Thanksgiving and inviting them over. And eventually this practice was tolerated, but not necessarily reacted to with great enthusiasm. I might add that on Wednesday at 10 o'clock at Denny's, you're going to have Uncle Jordy's PTT, pre-Thanksgiving Thanksgiving. Join me there if you don't have any place to go on Thursday.
Wednesday.
Now, having said that, what the guests didn't see that day, over 60 years ago, as my mom had set the table, was my brother Brian practicing his magic trick with the tablecloth, because he'd seen it on TV.
Do it.
And he went like that, and everything fell over. And my mom had took, an emergency team with EMTs to bring her back. That was the best Thanksgiving ever. Mr. Topic Master.
Is bacon an appropriate side dish? Toastmaster Schaefer?
Carson in.
22 years and 3 days ago, I learned, now that I remember, I learned that there is such a thing as too much bacon. I sat up and I said, "Cindy, I'm having a heart attack." And she said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Oh yeah." And the paramedics came and they looked at me and they said, "We're just going to take you in and take a couple things." And we're going down the road and they're really going fast. And this guy's giving me an aspirin and a nitroglycerin every 30 seconds. And the guy next to me goes, "How long are we going to be?" And the driver says, 10 minutes. And the guy next to me says, "You need to make it in 5. So that's when I started reciting the 23rd Psalm, and since my band had been playing the night before and I've been singing Highway to Hell, it was quite a change. Made it to the hospital, died, came back on the second shock. The widowmaker heart attack, 15% of people survive it. I did. I went up, got the surgery, and I was ready to go home, and it was Thanksgiving Day, and they said, "You can go home, but would you like to have Thanksgiving dinner here first?" And I said, "Yeah." So for Arlo Guthrie, I went home and had a second Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat.
gravy a food, Toastmaster Grub?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Navy gets the gravy and the Army gets the beans. Seeing that the Army runs on its stomach, and the Navy often loses its knees at sea with the sea legs, I would say gravy is not a food because it's not an Army thing. Although I do love great gravy with mushroom and onions, sometimes even with a little bit of bacon. And my mom would make a delicious gravy for her turkey dressing. We love the dressing on Thanksgiving Day. Now the big thing in my family's house growing up in Louisiana was oyster soup.
Wow. Whoa.
And my dad loved to talk about his cooking. More than I think we enjoyed his cooking. Because he talked so much about it, by the time it was delivered, although it was delicious, it never met the expectation or the selling points. But I do remember that oyster soup on Thanksgiving Day, and then the turkey with the gravy. Still, my love for the Army says it's not really a food.
Pilgrims, Toastmaster Amy White.
You know, like, I'm really so grateful for all of these topics, except for pilgrims. Like, you know I'm a foodie, like, why do you give me pilgrims?
They only had the first Thanksgiving.
So, we're grateful for the pilgrims. Back to the food. Gravy is not even a side dish, it's a condiment. And I want to know how many people put gravy not just on their potatoes, they put it on their meat? Raise your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about the weird ones that put it like on their cranberry sauce? Okay. What about on like sweet potatoes? Like,
Taking an
and
order?
there's some other people in the room that are too bashful to raise their hands. I'm not one of them. But also when it comes to cranberry sauce, it's weird because my mom made everything from scratch, except for the cranberry jelly. But then later in life, she does make it, like she grates orange peel, puts an orange in it, cranberry and sugar, and it's amazing. So if you want the recipe, I have that.
Macy's Parade, Toastmaster Kelly Betty.
Kelly. If you haven't been to, you got a quick step there.
First, I'm grateful to everyone who stood still to deliver their table. Second, for the Macy's Parade, I'm going to say no, because I, growing up, was a bookworm. And holidays are my time to read uninterrupted for hours and hours and hours. So while other people were watching the Macy's Parade, I would be squirreled away in the corner of a couch with a book open, finally being able to spend uninterrupted hours pouring through like a really thick fantasy novel that was all about dark elves battling wizards. So much more entertaining than giant Snoopy floating through the air. I apologize for any Snoopy fans. Thank you.
Leftovers, yes or no? Toastmaster Hoffheimer.
I would say absolutely yes on leftovers. I enjoy the Thanksgiving meal. I particularly love the side dishes, the stuffing and the potatoes. I do love eating the turkey as well. And of course, I want to make sure we have as many leftovers as we can. And especially also, we sometimes like to share with my sister and my brother-in-law and make sure that we get some leftover as well. And I also love to make sure that we have enough to make sandwiches. My mom likes to make sandwiches with it, so we get bread and condiments and things to make that as well.
Publix or Aldi?
Kathys in a row. Twice as much money in public.
I don't know if I'm grateful for that question because I don't really, even though I have a membership at Publix, I don't really use it that often. And it's my daughter that likes to shop at Publix. She's the bougie one. And Aldi, I go there once in a while, so I don't shop at either one really. I shop more at Walmart. But either way, whoever has the best sale, the best deal at the time, that's where I'll be. And because I like with Publix when they have those 2-for-1s, Walmart, what do I like at Walmart?
24.
The price of their almond milk, the gallon, is cheaper. And I just recently started going to Aldi's a little bit, so I'm discovering new things there. But amazingly, in Aldi, I like the seasonal stuff, not necessarily food, but other stuff that you can buy that you don't find very often. So that's why I like them. But all in all, I'm grateful for all 3 places because they all have food. And I just love food. So anywhere there's food, I'm grateful for it.
Last one. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dessert? Toastmasters stance you.
Apple pie for sure. So we were talking earlier about pumpkin pie and apple pie. I would definitely go down the apple pie route. I'm big into pastries. I've always been. Yeah, there's always, the turkey and sweet potatoes and the whole 9 yards at the dinner. But for me, it's always been, I guess, a little special spot with desserts. So definitely apple pie. It's a little bit maybe uncontrolled, maybe not a great habit. I can restrain myself from everything else, but when it comes down to pastries or anything like that, it's flying off the table like there's no tomorrow. That's the one weakness for sure. Besides that, I'd probably say, if any of you are familiar with, either cherry pie or something that my mom likes to make around the holidays. In Romania, it's called căpșiță, which is pretty much a bunch of these thin sheets of layers with a custard filling in the middle, and that's probably by far the best, dessert around the holidays. Thank you.
Toastmaster Peri Aparatu. Did everyone qualify?
Yes or no? First time doing it, so I'm not sure what the qualification